Okay, so I'm tired of sitting in the car. I don't want to do it anymore. This usually happens like several times in a day. Let's go on a Waka Waka. You want to go on a Waka Waka? Waka Waka. Waka Waka Waka. You're so cute, my boo. I love you so much. Ooh, where's my moo moo? Okay, let me get my shoes on and hold on, let me come around to the other side. I'll come get you. So, I had a really fucked up dream about my mom last night. It was awful. I mean, I guess most people would call it a nightmare because genuinely growing up with her was like a nightmare. And I mean, I love my mom. I love her, of course. I know that she did the best that she could. I mean, I tell myself that. And I genuinely think that she did for the most part. But also, she was a narcissist, my mom. Poor thing. She was a mess. And she was horribly abused when she was growing up. Hopefully I've charged my phone battery enough to make this video and not let the battery die. But I don't know. So if the video dies in the middle of, you know, me saying something, then, you know, whatever. Shit happens. But it's a beautiful day. It's gorgeous. And just so, it's so beautiful up here. I love it up here. Should have brought my sunglasses. Oh well. I got this random person texted me today. I have no idea who they are. I've never met them. Told me their name is Eileen. And I'm like, I only know one Eileen. And it was a female that I met at church like months ago. And she gave me some gas money. I really needed gas money. And I just didn't have it. But this person texted me today. Was like, you know, is this, you know, this is Eileen. And like, we're talking, we're like texting back and forth. I don't know who this person is. But I didn't assume, but I asked, you know, is this Eileen from church? And as we started texting each other more and more, we figured out we don't know each other. But it's funny because somebody kept telling me about this person named Kevin. Like channeling this. I don't know who Kevin is. A guy named Kevin gave me Bella like years ago. I met him, you know, like a little over 3 years ago now. But other than that, I don't know any Kevins. So, but this Kevin name keeps coming up. I don't know any Kevins that I know of. Like, you know, maybe I know somebody named Kevin, but like we're gonna climb up here up Gibraltar Rock here. Maybe I know somebody named Kevin, but I like don't know that that's their name or something. I don't know. Yeah, it's so pretty up here. So, hold on, Moo. Oh, pull your old mom up. But the anyway, so the stream last night, which I mean, like, hold on, Moo. Hold on. I only have like one hand, kind of. Okay, go this way. No, wrong way. Come this way. But, this, come on, boo. Hey, come on. Come on this way. Don't wrap around my legs. That's not good. This way. Wrong way. Go this way. Thank you. Hold on. Okay. Now we are up, not at the top of Gibraltar Rock, but pretty close. The top is up there. I'm not gonna climb up there with no hands. So this is as far as we're going right now. But like it's a real drop off as you can see. So, but this nightmare that I had last night, or like it was a dream, but it was a shitty one. It was about my mom. And see if I can set the phone down somewhere. It was about my mom. I'll just find a little little phone holder bush here. You know, whatever works. This may or may not work. Yeah, it works. But this bad dream about my mom, it was very realistic. Here, hold on, let me get your lead off. Hold on. You can't go down to the street though, okay? You can't go down to the road. Go on. Go on up that way. Oh, you're super cute. Super cuteness. Don't go down to the road, okay? So this dream I had last night was intense. It was intensely shitty. But, it reminded me of a lot of things about her too that I needed to, like, acknowledge. My mom was a narcissist, and, she had a lot of really good qualities, and she had a lot of really shitty ones. And I mean, like, really shitty ones. But in this dream, it was very much like reality, living with her, growing up with her. I was just trying to sleep. I was trying to sleep, or I was trying to get to sleep in this dream, and, she wouldn't leave me alone, and she kept calling the police and telling them I was trying to kill myself or something like that, so they kept showing up and, like, knocking on my door, like, just as I would be ready to, like, fall asleep. Knock, 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 you know, banging on the door and, you know, scaring me, and then she would come over, are you okay? Are you okay? I'm like, I'm fine. Like, I don't even understand why, you know, why you're doing this. And it was, you know, my mom went out of her way in a lot of ways to rob me of my peace. And, you know, she was a very tormented soul, for people who don't believe in possession and shit like that. Like, you know, but, I mean, she was spiritually a tormented person, mentally a tormented person, emotionally a tormented person. And I know why she was like that. And at the same time, it's no, you know, it's no excuse, of course. But, Bella. Yeah. But, you know, I dealt with this, and so did my, you know, younger half brother and half sister. But, they didn't fare as well as I did. I'm not really sure why. You know, we grew up in a family with, you know, with faith. We were a faith-based family, but they just didn't fare as well as I did. They didn't, I mean, my younger brother's, you know, dead. And, my, you know, younger half-sister is, woo. So, she took on a lot of the more negative traits of my mother, unfortunately, for her and her family. Because she's got 3 kids and a husband, you know, so it's like, I mean, I just pray for her. I really don't, you know, I don't, I mean, like I've said before on this channel, you know, everything that you know, has been done, like, I've forgiven it all. And at the same time, it doesn't mean that just because I forgave you that I want to have anything to do with you. Yeah, no, I don't. Because that's, you know, a lot of that's not healed. If you go back to the people who abused you, you know, and you let them abuse you more, which is all that would happen, you know, what the fuck? So, you know, I stay away from those people. I stay away from them. You know, I'm kind to them, but I will tell the truth. I will not, like, you know, I will not try to preserve your feelings or, like, you know, lessen the blow or something like that, because you certainly didn't do that for me. And also not telling people the truth or the truth about people. And I do try to be, like, as kind about it as possible, but, like, at the same time, I've got to be honest. I have to be, because when you make it your business to be the truth, not to walk in the truth, but to be the truth, literally be the truth, you have to the way you communicate has to be honest. Otherwise, you're already losing the battle. And, you know, I struggled for a long time about, you know, that balance between being kind and telling the truth. And the truth is that the truth is always the kinder way to go. I mean, you know, there are certain things I could you know, like not say, or, but then that would be dishonest. That would not be the truth. So, because omitting things, leaving things out is lying. It's called lies of omission. So, but anyway, this dream was, I mean, it was terrible. It was like my mother just wanted to rob me of my peace. That's all this dream was. It was her trying to rob me of my peace. I don't know why with the bees. Ever since I helped that young man up here, I was actually just up the road a little bit from where my car is parked right now. But he asked me, he looked me right in the eye and asked me if I was a guardian angel. And I laughed and I said, yeah, I guess I am. But he gave me this necklace with the blue bee on it. It represents Vishnu. But ever since he gave me this necklace, he said his aunt made it for him, and that it was like a family thing. He had been wearing it for, you know, most of his life. And I said, you know, you shouldn't give me that. And he said, oh no, I have to. And I said, oh, okay. But he took it right off of his own neck. He had another one hanging from his rearview mirror, but he couldn't get it off. It was like tangled around the plastic piece, you know? And so he gave me the one off his neck, and I wear it, you know, occasionally. But when I do wear it, and even when I don't wear it, honestly, the bees come at me. Like, I don't know why. It's never happened in my life, like, not, you know, other than just like random encounters with bees, but like, I got stung by a bee this last August because I was laying on my car. I was trying to get some sun and I had my bikini on, and this bee had landed on my right leg, like right below my knee on the back of my leg. And when I went to slide off the car, I must have squished him because he stung me. And oh my God, that it hurt so bad. I think it was an Africanized honeybee because I mean, it was so painful. It was so painful. It wasn't like a regular, you know, bee sting. It really hurt. And that, I mean, I've been stung by bees before, but this thing hurt for probably like a week afterwards. It was really sore, really itchy, super itchy, horrible. It's horrible. But it was funny because after the bee stung me and I realized that I was stung, you know, I pulled the stinger out and I apologized to the bee because the bee was gonna die. You know, I said, I'm really sorry, you're gonna die now. You know, you didn't really have to sting me. I'm sorry I scared you, and you know, now you're gonna die because of it. I felt really silly, but you know, whatever. Mystics, shaman, you know, we're all a little bit woo. But like not in a bad way, nothing bad. But this dream really wanted to rob me of my peace, and I recorded it. You know, I record a lot of my dreams on my phone, like you know, in voice memos, you know, you like can record your voice. So like that. But I mean, I think I was up. Like, I didn't go back to sleep until, I don't know, it was like 5 or 6 in the morning. And the stream woke me up at like 3 in the morning, 3 or 4 in the morning. And, you know, I finally did get back to sleep. But, this whole dream was about like robbing me of my peace. It was like, you know, she didn't want me to be peaceful. She didn't want me to be happy. She didn't want me to get rest. She didn't want me to feel confident. She didn't want me to, you know, it was like all these themes in the dream that were happening. And, you know, frankly, I mean, you know, all the horrible things that happened, I am actually, and I know this probably sounds, you know, crazy, but I'm actually really thankful to my mother, to my narcissist mother, because without her and the horrible things that she did to us all, but without her, I would not have figured out how to heal. I wouldn't have figured out how to like put my boundaries up. You know, without her tormenting me, basically, I wouldn't have been able to become the person that I am today. So in that sense, I'm thankful and grateful to her eternally, because she was, you know, she was my nemesis, really. She was one of my best friend, and she was also my worst enemy. And, like at the same time. And although it made for a very, contrary, you know, mother-daughter relationship. We also, you know, co-parented her children together. You know, made for a very contrary relationship. It also molded me into the person that I am today. It molded me into the, you know, temperate and, you know, patient and balanced person that I am today. And I haven't always been all those things. Hey, what are you doing all the way up there, boo-boo? You're so pretty. My mountain goat dog. My mountain goat dog. She loves to climb rocks. Go figure. It's like her mom. I love to climb rocks too. But, you know, I think that one of the best messages that you can get out of something like that is that, you know, your worst enemies are often your best teachers. And I know how that sounds, and I know how it feels. And honestly, it feels like shit. It's a horrible feeling, because those are the people that are supposed to be like your people. You know, they're supposed to be there to support you and, you know, and be kind and all of that, and they're not. And, you know, when your closest person, your mom, is like, you know, one of your closest people you're ever going to have in your whole life, when your own mother is working against you to like bring you down, you know, to rob you of your peace, to rob you of your peace of mind, to rob you of your, I mean, my mom got involved in my relationships. I mean, like, what? In my friendships. Come here, Bumpus. Let's go down to the water. Put our feet in the water. These guys are like hooting and howling, having a great time, working. This guy's working on the road, I guess. Come on. But, you know, when the closest people to you, you know, rob you of, you know, the things they're never supposed to rob you of. You know, when you have that, careful, Moo, don't pull me down. When you have that kind of adversarial, unbalanced relationship with the people who are closest to you. You know, I mean, your mother shared her DNA with you. Go on, go down. Careful. Oops. It can really rock your boat. Like, I mean, it can rock your very foundation. It just rocks everything. It makes you question everything about yourself. You can suffer from enormous lack of confidence, trauma, like a motherfucker trauma. And it's really harsh. It's really hard to deal with. It really hurts. It's confusing as fuck. Because, you know, these are supposed to be the people that are like for you. And the fact of the matter is they're not. This is a really interesting rock, this Gibraltar rock here. There's a demon who lives up here. I know that sounds crazy, but like when he started, you know, visiting me, I thought it was crazy. Trust me. I was just like, what the fuck is this? He looks very strange. He looks kind of like a fish to me. He's got like scaly skin and like a big bloated, like bluish yellow head and like really tiny eyes. He never talks to me, but he comes to me. No, I have no idea. I think his name is Asmodeus. That's really all I know. He never talks to me. He just sits there and watches me walk by. It's weird. Oh, there's this water flowing. Can you see it? It's hard for me to see. I know, there it is. So pretty. So beautiful back here. I pick up trash back here like often. Because people come back here and hike. And hey. And they just leave their shit everywhere. It's really awful, honestly. But isn't it beautiful? Wait, where's the water? I can't see it in the camera. There it is. So beautiful back here. But, you know, when you have those people in your life, just remember that they're there to help you grow. And they're probably not looking at it like that. They're probably like looking at it like they're jealous. They're sick and tired of seeing you succeed when you don't even like seem to work very hard for what you have, kind of thing. And they don't know how to handle their hearts. They don't know how to handle their minds. They don't know how to handle themselves. you know, I'm not saying that, like, we should feel sorry for these people. But, like, you know, because I don't pity anyone. I don't pity people, and I don't have sympathy for people. I either have compassion for you or not. And I have compassion for everybody, so that's how that works. Okay. But, hold on, let me sit down. But, when you're attacked, and you know you didn't do anything. I mean, you know you didn't. You know that, you know, your intentions were good. You know that you were only coming from a place of love. Careful. Here, let me get you a stick. Here, hold on. Yeah. Here. There you go. There's a stick. Loves her stick. She's so cute. Love my dog. But when you know you didn't do anything, and you know in your heart if you did or didn't do anything, you know, and you still get treated like shit. And I know a lot of people know exactly how this feels. Come on, bring your stick, boo. Let's go back to the car. Let's at least get back in the sun. It's a weird day. It's like, come on, Puppus. She's like, but Mom, my stick. I know, Mimu. Okay, go on. No, let's not do that, please. Hey, stop. Walk. Go on, Waka Waka. Waka Waka, Fozzie Bear. Minute. Somebody's been over here like just this morning. I don't think those are not my shoes. Not my shoe prints. And those are not my tire tracks. Anyway, it's like really cold in the shade and then really warm in the sun, so it's kind of hard to find that happy medium right now. But you know you didn't do anything. Those people, you have to look at those people. And I mean, I'm not telling you what you have to do or, you know, what you need to do. But what I did was I finally was able to turn that perspective from those people are my enemies to those people were my greatest teachers. And they were, without knowing it, they were my allies in becoming the person that I am today and becoming the healer that I'm able to be today. Without them, I wouldn't know half the stuff I know. So, you know, it's really worth it to keep that perspective and keep on trucking, because I mean, you don't really have any other choice unless you just want to sit down and give up, you know, which, you know, is a choice, but it's not a, it's not a helpful one. Now, when you need to sit down and heal and, like, not just sit down, like literally sit down, but like rest and get your head back together, get your heart back together, you know, that's different. But when you sit down and dwell in the past, it's never good for anyone. It's good to reflect on the past. Ugh. Silly fly won't get out of my face. It's good to reflect on your past. It's good to use your past, but don't dwell there. It's not a place that was built for you to live in. And, you know, frankly, unless you're using your past to heal, you know, and learn, you know, it's really just going to torment you. Come on. Here, this way, boo. Come on. Come on, Mimu. Ow, ow, ow. Stop, B. Ugh. Okay, see if I can get across this without hands for balance. Come on, Mimu. Mimu. Oh, you missed. You got all wet. Go on. Go this way. I only have my flip-flops on right now, and I don't have my hands for balance, so trying not to slip down the rocks. It's beautiful back here. Mid it. I guess it's kind of loud. I can't really tell. It seems kind of loud. Hey. But it's really helpful to use your past, like I said, to heal and to learn from. But anything other than that, it's really just a trap. And, we really, I think that human beings as a whole are really in need of understanding how to use the tools that we've been given in order to progress through our lives. Because without that, I don't know what we're doing. What are we doing? It's a legitimate question. So, did you find another stick? You get it, boo. Get it. Get that stick. Mid it. Do. Mid it. I love my dog. Can you tell? But I don't think that we have enough leaders who are willing to, take the hard line against things that, really torment all of us. We don't really have enough leaders who are willing to stand up and speak the truth, no matter what the consequences to people, what people think. I mean, fuck what people think. If you're healing people and you're helping people, who cares? I mean, it can get a little tricky sometimes. I have my Christian friends that have told me, well, they're not really friends, but like people from, the religious part of things, telling me, you shouldn't do this and you shouldn't do that and you shouldn't do this. And, when you get intuitive messages, it's demons talking to you. I'm like, what? Yeah, no, it's not. And then on the other side of things, on the other side of that spectrum are, people that don't believe at all. And they tend to just look at you like you're a wackadoodle, and that's fine. But, there's got to be something in the middle, so there's got to be some place where we understand and are willing to listen to each other. And different people get messages in different ways. Some people, numerology or numbers speak to them. Other people, it's nature. Other people, it's animals. Other people, it's technology. Or other people, it's tarot cards. And, really the truth of it is, my dog is a great dog, right? She's a fantastic dog. I love her. But if I abused her and treated her like shit, she'd probably be a shitty dog. You see what I'm saying? So it's really where your intentions are. It's really where you put your heart. If you're coming at everything from love and from a perspective of love, and I don't mean don't get me wrong, love can be fierce as fuck. Love will, make you feel all warm and cuddly and ookie gookie. Love will also rip your fucking head off. Love is fierce. It can be very fierce. So, we need to keep that in mind. But when you're coming from a perspective of love with everything, by default, you're not mistreating anyone. You're not mistreating yourself. You're not mistreating your connection with the divine. You're not mistreating others. You certainly don't want to mistreat nature. You certainly don't want to mistreat animals, or anything really. So, really the best place, and that was the greatest commandment that Christ gave us. The most important one was to, above all, love one another as I have loved you. True story. So when we're not operating out of love, we're almost always operating out of fear, or some derivative of fear, like shame, guilt, anger, any of those low vibrational emotions. They're really derived all from fear. There's only really two main emotions from which all other human emotion trickles down, and that's love and fear. The opposite of love is not hate, it's fear, because hate is, again, another derivative of fear. It certainly doesn't come from love. When you love something, and when you're in love with your life, and when you're connected with your divinity in a loving way, there's no fear. You might be concerned about things, but fear and worry, and it just goes away. And I'm still trying to figure out how to share this with people. because I've been through so much. I've lost so many people. I didn't lose them. I know where I left them, but they weren't there when I got back, you know? So they're all dead. And that's my little joke about death. Like, you lost people. I didn't lose them. I know where I left them. But you know, I'm still figuring out how to minister to people so that, you know, they can understand some of the things that I understand. And I mean, I had a long, hard road to get here. A long, hard road full of difficulties and a lot of danger. But, you know, through many dangers, toils, and snares, I have already come. It is grace that has brought me safely thus far, and it is grace that will lead me home. Amazing Grace. It's a great song. Love it. But, you know, I really, you know, if anyone wants a suggestion, which nobody solicited a suggestion from me, but if you want one, the best suggestion I could tell, like anyone, is to come at things with love. Because, like I said, when you're operating out of love, by default, you don't want to hurt anyone. You don't want to steal from anybody. You don't want to lie to people. You don't want to cheat them. You don't want to do any of those things. It's just the nature of things. It's a universal law. That's how that works. It's cause and effect. You know, when you send out love, you're going to get more love. I mean, there will be times when you will get some crappy fear back. But more often than not, what you get back is love. So, you know, I really suggest that people try to vibrate consistently on the love frequency, because it's really the best weapon. And it's not really a weapon in and of itself. I mean, kind of like when you kill people with kindness kind of thing. It's not them you're killing. It's their fear. It's their own self-hatred. It's their lack of confidence. It's their lack of love that you're killing. Not them per se. You know, it's not an ego thing where I'm like, oh, well, you know, I have to kill you, or I have to kill your, you know, your bullshit. It's really just, you know, I'm not going to feed into your fear, because I transmute so much on a daily basis, including my own crap. People thinking about me from the past, all kinds of stuff going on. People I don't deal with anymore, and yet they want to continue hanging on to my energy. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely pathetic, honestly. But, you know, what are you going to do? You got to love people through their bullshit sometimes. And when there wasn't anyone else to love me through my bullshit, I had God and I had my dog. And it was really hard. And I didn't know if I was going to make it. I had no idea. I had no promise, no guarantee that I was going to make it. But I was sure as heck going to try. And here we are. You know, Bella and I are really happy. We're really healthy. You know, exercise every day. We eat well, for the most part. And she eats well. And, you know, just out here doing my best all the time. And it does get tiring. I wouldn't say it gets lonely, but it's very solitary. It's been a very solitary journey for me. I've done it completely on my own, except for Bella. She's been my only and best companion through this whole journey. You know, for the last couple years together, it's just been us. And you know, I'm just really grateful to my faith, and I'm really grateful to my dog. I'm really grateful to myself. I really am grateful to my fucking self for not giving up, for hanging in there, for being strong, for being so determined that it was like, you know what, either this is going to work or I'm going to die. I mean, there's only two options there. So, like, you know, I wanted to live, and so I made it work, because I didn't give myself another choice. I didn't give myself the option of quitting. I didn't give myself the option of letting go of all of the growth that I had gained. You know, things hit me, things knock me down all the time. And, you know, you can either stay down or you can get back up. And, you know, it's really it's not a matter of whether you get knocked down anymore. It's just becoming unshakable, in the sense that even when you do get knocked down, you don't stay down. You never do. And that's really like the best marker of inner strength, is how long do you stay down? Is it a few minutes? Is it a couple hours? Is it a couple days, a couple weeks, a couple months, a couple years? You know, because I've been there, you know, where it was like taking me years to get over things. I mean, years. So, you know, really just do your best, be kind and compassionate and gentle with yourself. You know, if you want to, like, a good rule of thumb with loving yourself, is if you wouldn't say it to the thing or the person that you love the most in the world, you shouldn't be saying it to yourself. Like, you know, if I wouldn't, I don't say to my dog, oh, you're stupid, or you're such an idiot. So I don't say that shit to myself. You know, that inner narrative is one of the first things that has to change. You've got to change that inner narrative. Even if you don't believe that you're awesome and you love yourself yet, keep telling yourself that. Fake it until you make it. Give yourself the grace to fake it until you make it, because a lot of the time affirmations and things like that, they sound like bullshit because you don't feel that way yet. And in that sense, it is bullshit. But it's also a matter of, like I said, giving yourself enough grace to get through the times when you are really faking it until you actually do make it. And it's not like faking it in an ingenuine way, but like persevering and being determined enough to make it no matter what anybody else says to you, and certainly not, and most importantly, no matter what you say to yourself. You've got to change that inner narrative. Until you change your inner narrative, things are going to continuously come up and haunt you and basically torment you. You know, like that dream last night, I really could have taken it as a nightmare. But honestly, I felt like, oh, that's a really cool rock. That's really cool. It's got like this really interesting pocket inside of it. But, you know, I mean, I really could have just let it torment me and like affect my whole day. But rather than do that, you know, I was like, well, I'm going to examine this. You know, I mean, I'm going to be like a Scorpio here, and I'm going to dive into the darkness and see what's under there, you know? Because I'll tell you what, 10 times out of 10, it's nothing to be afraid of. It simply is something to be dealt with and mastered and maneuvered through and navigated. You know, people didn't know what was on the corners of the earth until we sailed there, until we went there, you know? And I'm sure it was terrifying, but it got done. And, you know, you don't get things like that done by being fearful. Go on, boo. You don't do it that way. You know, if you're afraid, you're not only not going to want to, but also when you do encounter something that scares the shit out of you, you're going to run. More often than not, you'll run. And even if you don't run, you're going to want to, you know, kind of thing. And it has to be authentic. Come on, boo. Come on, boo. Come on, baby girl. Super interesting smell, I guess. Miss it. Miss it, money, mamas. Come on, boo-boo. Come on. Come on. Dude, doing the purpose. But it's really a matter of making up your mind. I mean, and I know it sounds really simple, because it is. It's not easy, but it is simple. Come on, Moo. And you really have to stick to your guns, though. Watch out, yeah. Because everything's going to push you, you know, one way or the other, and you have to decide. And I don't mean choose, because a choice is more like a temporary thing. A decision is something that you make, and you stand by it no matter what. You've got to have conviction about things, because without it, this world will rock you. This world will throw you from one end to the other, and it doesn't necessarily care about your stop. It doesn't necessarily care about your battles. You know, you really have to decide which side you're going to be on. Because, you know, if you're like me, and you're totally alone in the world, no friend, not really any friends, and no family, this world will rock you. Like, and it doesn't really have any remorse about what it does. You know, the world is really kind of this unfeeling place. When you do meet people who fuck with you, like especially on purpose, it can really mess with your head. And, you know, being without a house, I get messed with all the time. Not all the time, but a lot. I face things every day that would send most people running for the hills. And, you know, if it doesn't send you running for the hills, it'll make you kind of wish that you had run for the hills kind of thing. And, not to like give you a view on my blouse here. But you really have to stand strong, and you cannot compromise on, you can't compromise on where you're standing. You just can't. Because if you do, this world will question you about everything. Go on, load them up. Load them up. Look at how dirty your pawpaws are. Don't get in the car. Let's not do that. Super dirty pawpaws. I gotta wash your pawpaws off. Pawpaws. Dirty, dirty pawpaws. Miss it. Do not get in the car yet. No, you have dirty pawpaws. Don't do it, dude. You're super cute. She like thinks she's in trouble. She's not in trouble. Stop. Stop. She always like rears up at cars that pass by. Not always, but certain cars she just doesn't like. Anyway, I'm gonna go get some water to wash her paws off with. And see if I can reach my water jug. Ouch. Fuck. Reach my water jug here. One of them anyway. But pick a foundation. If that's your faith, fine. If it's not, fine. But pick a foundation, because if you don't have a steady place to stand that is not going to change and be like, you know, duplicitous and dualistic with you, it makes it a whole lot harder to hang on to the whatever decision you make, you know. And that's, you know, most often, like, that's where I would get rocked the most, was I would make up my mind, you know, about, like, say, the honesty thing. You know, be like, well, I want to be honest, but I also want to be nice. Like, okay, but, like, does that enable you to always be truthful? Being nice. Now, kindness is something else. Kindness is not always nice. It's not. Kindness can be fierce as well. You know, anybody who's ever had a child that they had to discipline, by disciplining them, you're being kind. You're doing the kinder thing for them and to them by disciplining them than you are by just letting it go. But it doesn't always feel that way. You know, sometimes it feels like, you know, anyway, you really have to pick your battles. You have to choose something that you can stand on no matter what. Because, like I said, if you don't, and that thing that you choose to stand on is at all movable or shakeable or you know, dualistic in any way in its attitude towards supporting you, you're gonna lose. And that's what kept happening to me. You know, like I said, I wanted to be nice, but also tell the truth. And it was like, that just doesn't always work. Sometimes you have to be truthful rather than be nice. And it is still kindness. It's just not what most people define as kindness. But the kinder thing to do is to always be honest. Always. When you're dishonest, even if it's just to be nice, you're really doing the person that you're being nice to and not honest to a disservice. You're really dishonoring both them and yourselves by not being completely truthful with them. And I'm not saying that we should just like fly off the handle and be rude and call that kindness, because that's not kindness. Being bold and rude is lack of character. When you're bold and you're rude, there's no need for rudeness. You know? Hey! Stop that. No! But, you know, being bold with rudeness is always just lack of character. You can be bold and you don't have to be rude at all. But you still be honest. You know, that's always honoring yourself and the person that you're trying to help. So, anyway, I have no idea who needed to hear this or what part of the message might have resonated with you. No idea. But that's what I got for now. I'm going to wash off my dog's paws. Got some water. And, yeah, love, blessings, compassion. Take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. Nobody's going to do it for us. I'm pretty sure nobody really can. So, you know, do it for yourselves and do it for one another. All right. Bye for now.